Evan Almightiness just resubscribed for 6 months. Thank you very much Evan Almightiness, we appreciate the support and we appreciate having you here. Thank you for following Pastor G Boggs. Welcome to the stream.
All right. Let's do this. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. Major League Managers, Nersha here. We got a League Championship Series sim today, 2054 MLM playoffs. A little recap here. Montreal beat Oakland in the wild card series. Baltimore beat Seattle to move on. Montreal then beat the White Sox to advance. Toronto beat Baltimore to advance. On the National League side, the Diamondbacks eliminated the Braves. The Brewers eliminated the Phillies. The Rockies then eliminated the Brewers. Arizona eliminated the Nats. And that brings us to where we are today. Jays taking on the Expos. Diamondbacks taking on the Rockies. So yeah, 7-game series, or best of 7. Exciting stuff for us. I'm gonna get a save, a backup, a retrieve in, and then we will get rolling through some games here. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday. Good morning. Hopefully Stream Elements is working this morning. Let's see. It looks like it is. Looks like we're good to go. Mr. Audit, good morning. All right, let's get these exports in, and then we'll get rolling here.
Thank you for following Fulcrum. Welcome to the stream.
Evan, thank you so much for that 6 months. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for that support. Pastor Joe Boggs, thanks for the follow. Fulcrum, thanks for following. Mr. Audit, Flying WV, Boiler Nemo, Vasherize, Dr. Cool Jedi. Dr. Cool Jedi, hopefully you got those packs. I didn't hear from the powers that be for a couple of days, so I reached out to confirm. I'm hoping you have those now. All right, we'll check these exports. Okay, exports are in. Let's take a look at day one here. Day one is an NL off day. Okay, day one, NL off day. Letting the gentleman know in Discord. Stat Plus is rolling. We've got Sam Richardson. And Hoof Hearted. So Jays have a slight pitching advantage here, but you never, ever want to underestimate these expos, especially in the playoffs. So let's get into game one. On the Expos side of things, the leadoff will be Austin Omer out in left. Number 2 is Zhang Z King playing second. Number 3 is Randy Rosenberry, the DH. Number 4 is Mika Logan in right field. Number 5 is Mark Marvin at first. Actually, maybe we shouldn't be watching the first game. We'll do the webcast. We'll still go through these lineups though. Number 6, Dave Dominguez, center fielder. Number 7, Neil Fleury, third base. Number 8 will be Sidney Petter catching. Number 9 will be Ben Saxton, the shortstop, and Sam Richardson on the mound. Am I nervous before the series? Yes, I am. I'll show you guys in a second here. On the Jays side of things, number 1, Donnie Burnside in center. Number 2 will be Andy Swaim at second. Number 3 will be Dom Hasek in left. Number 4, McGuire Jones at third. Number 5, Chris Grunwald at first. Number 6, Brock Van Gilder catching. Number 7, Willie Lizcano, the DH. Number 8, Jason Peck at short. Number 9, John Hammond right, and Hoof Hearted on the mound. I don't know why I went into that game. I think, yeah, the nerves are hitting me a little bit. Evan, thank you so much for that 20 stream streak. Give me a minute and I will get you some booster points for that. If we go to league history, we're going to real-time sim that game. I don't know why I clicked into it. Playoff history. When did this Montreal-Toronto thing start? 2046, 2047? 2046. Jays won the division. And Montreal was the wild card. Montreal swept Seattle, went on to defeat Toronto 3-1. Went on to beat, it's 2054 now. This is 2046. Montreal then goes on to beat the Yankees. They make it to the World Series, where they fall to Pittsburgh in 6 games. 2047. Jays win the division. Montreal gets into the wild card. Montreal defeats Kansas City. Montreal goes on to defeat the Jays. Montreal goes on to defeat the White Sox. Montreal goes on to win the World Series. Okay, so I'm winning these divisions. Montreal's getting into the wild card and eliminating me. 2048, Jays win the division. Montreal gets into the wild card. They shut out Kansas City. They go on to eliminate Toronto. They go on to eliminate the White Sox. And they go on to the World Series again. So 3 in a row, 48, 47, 46, all is the wild card. 3 World Series in a row. 2049, Jays finally defeat the Expos. Expos defeat the Red Sox, go on. Jays win it in 5 games to go on and get eliminated by the White Sox. I think that's sort of where it ends. But yeah, Montreal eliminated. Jays eliminated by the Royals. Royals go on to win the World Series. And we haven't played since. And the Jays have now been to back-to-back World Series and lost them both. But when we have played Montreal in the playoffs, it's not been good for us until 2049. So I'm a bit nervous. Gonna get Evan some booster points here for a 20 stream streak. $150,000. Here you go, Evan. Thank you so much for that 20 stream streak. Appreciate you. All right, now let's get into this real-time simulator. I keep losing my voice. Only happens to me on stream. All right, 105. This game's at 8:05. We are going to, that is already disabled. I get to 8:05 here and we'll get into this real-time simulator. I kind of like how the assistant commish has his setup, so I think... How should I do this? Oh, Rob, all in. That's not that bad. It was only 95,000. I've seen you lose worse in a stream. Give me a moment here. I don't know why this is not working. There it is. That is bizarre. It won't allow both of these up at the same time. I think maybe it's time to stop using stream elements. Like, this is bizarro land. I'm not gonna be able to do this. Not to mention them getting like hacked constantly, non-stop. I guess I can't have both of these up at the same time. Bizarre. I'll just have to go back to what I was doing before. Alright, I'm gonna do it like that. Sorry for the delay. It's wild. I thought I could maybe make it a bit better, but stream elements is being whack. Alright, let's just get into this. All right, game one. Let's do 40 times speed, see how that feels. Might need to speed it up a bit just because there's so many games. Donnie Burnside pops out. Andy Swaim at the plate. He grounds out. Dominic Hasek up. Hasek pops out. Top of the second, Mika Logan grounds out. Mark Marvin at the plate. Mark Marvin walks. Dave Dominguez up now. 1 out, 1 on. Dominguez walks, 2 on. Neil Fleury now strikes out swinging. 2 on, 2 out. For Sidney Petter strikes out swinging. Hoop-Hearted gets out of it. Bottom of the second, McGuire Jones strikes out looking. Chris Grunwald strikes out, and Brock Van Gilder reaches on a fielder's choice, bringing up Willie Lizcano. Flies out. Top of the third, Ben Saxton. Ben Saxton singles. Austin Omer doubles. Gen Z King singles. Saxton scores. Randy Rosenberry hits a sacrifice fly. Omer scores. Mika Logan lines out. Mark Marvin grounds out. Jason Peck pops out. John Hamm now, former Expo, doubles. Donnie Burnside strikes out swinging. And Andy Swaim grounds out. Dave Dominguez now, top of the fourth, strikes out swinging. Neil Fleury singles. Sidney Petter strikes out. Ben Saxton strikes out. Bottom of the fourth, Dominic Hasek flies out. Jones flies out. Grunwald doubles. Van Gilder singles. Lizcano up. Walks. Bases loaded for Jason Peck. Strikes out. Homer pops out. King grounds out. Randy Rosenberry lines out. Bottom of 5. John Hamm grounds out. Donnie Burnside reaches on an error. Andy Swaim. Donnie Burnside's caught stealing at second. Andy Swaim walks. Asha 2 flies out. Jays can't get a run. Top of 6. Mika Logan grounds out. Mark Marvin strikes out. Dominguez lines out. Bottom of 6. McGuire Jones. Grounds out. Chris Grunwald strikes out. And Brock Van Gilder strikes out. Jays can't get a run through 6. Top of 7. Neil Fleury lines out. Petter strikes out looking. Inkai Wakamatsu into the game. Ben Saxton plate. Strikes out. Bottom of 7. Strikes out. Jason Peck now. Singles. John Hamm. Runners advance on a wild pitch. John Hamm doubles. Peck scores. Donnie Burnside up. Grounds out. Andy Swaim walks. Men on the corners for Dominic Hasek. He grounds out. Top of the 8th. Austin Omer singles. Gen Z King reaches on an error. Eric Coleman. Singles. Omer scores. Mika Logan walks intentionally. Mark Marvin singles. King scores. All I can do is shake my head. Dave Dominguez walks. Coleman scores. 5-1 Montreal. Bases loaded. Sidney Petter singles. Logan scores. Gil Guzman into the game. Inkai Wakamatsu blows it again. Ben Saxton strikes out. Omer flies out. 6-1 Montreal. Bottom of the 8th. Absolute garbage from the Jays. 1 run. I don't have the composure that the assistant commissioner does when watching this nonsense. Gen Z King grounds out. Coleman strikes out swinging. Mika Logan doubles. Mark Marvin strikes out swinging. Willie Lizcano with his 167 average. Walks. Jason Peck. Singles. John Hamm. That's the ball game. Sam Richardson with the win. 6-1. Montreal takes game 1. Sam Richardson of the Expos, 6 innings pitched, 3 hit, 0 earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Hoof-hearted, 6 2/3, 4 hit, 2 earned, 2 walk, 8 strikeouts, and Eric Coleman 1 for 2 with a ribby and a run. If stream elements will work for a giveaway. All right, the giveaway is working. 15 packs courtesy of Out of the Park Developments. You also get some Twitch channel points with that. It is open, exclamation point ticket to get in. D King's in, Shiloh's in, Cool Insides, Flying WB, Rob Deer in the Headlights, Boiler Nemo, all have tickets. That moves Hoof Hardy to 9-11. 108 career playoff ERA. 393 or ERA plus, yeah. Jay's just not good enough in the playoffs. All there is to it. All right, we'll give them 2 minutes to confirm any changes they might have. Start the old timer here. And we got an ad break, so I guess we'll take like a double break here. Um, 30 seconds to go to confirm any roster changes, and we got an ad break in 1 minute. Mr. Audit's there with a ticket. Full Crumb, thank you for the follow. I think I already said that, but just in case I didn't. Random for third has a ticket. All right, 2 minutes is up. There's no confirmed changes, but we do have this ad break hitting in about 30 seconds, it says. So it's going to take another quick break here, and then we'll get into game 2 of the AL and game 1 of the NL LCS right after this ad break. Sure, this ad break's going to start about 2 minutes after it says it's going to. Ad starting soon, it says. All right, we should be back from that. Let's get into this. .305 Arizona's in Colorado. 8:05 Montreal is in Toronto. JP Swanson, thank you for the follow. Tampa Tarpons.
Thank you for following Jake Swanson 91. Welcome to the stream.
In there with tickets. Here we go. Game 1 of the NLLCS. Arizona, Colorado. Factor 40, let's roll. Alec Thorpe will start us off with a solo home run. Ketalmami Calacolio. Singles. Ron Mills. Strikes out. Calacolio steals second. Alois Wolf flies out. Bottom of 1. Arizona leads at 1-0. Greg Harmon, Marcus Wolf on the mound. Harmon walks. Griffey got on and see what happened there, but Sean Munns hits a 3-run home run. Kevin McCormick Jr. up, he walks. Hildo Pott pops out. Miguel Rizzo walks. Yikes. Rob Haney strikes out. 2-on-2 out. Morgan Black. Singles. McCormick Jr. scores. 4-1 Colorado. Ollie Strauss strikes out. 5 runs scored in the first inning. Colorado leads it 4-1. Top of the second, David Wright Jr. grounds out. Mark Peckermark steps in, strikes out. Joel Baker flies out. Bottom of 2. Harmon grounds out. Griffey the 4th flies out. Sean Munn singles. McCormick Jr. strikes out swinging. Still 4-1 Colorado. Top of the 3rd. Zion Davidson strikes out. Alec Thorpe. Perry Tuckford singles. Alec Thorpe pops out. Calacolio up. Strikes out. Bottom of 3. Hildo Pott grounds out. Miguel Rizzo singles. Rob Haney flies out. 2 out. 1 on for Morgan Black. Strikes out. Top of 4. Wolf flies out. David Wright Jr. pops out. Ollie Strauss strikes out looking. Bottom of 4. Same score. 4-1 Colorado. Ken Griffey the 4th. Harmon is hit by the pitch. He's on first. Griffey strikes out. Top of 5 now. Peckermark grounds out. Baker grounds out. Zion Davidson strikes out. Bottom of 5. Sean Munns will step in. He flies out. Joe Mulholland into the game. McCormick Jr. grounds out. Hildo Pott strikes out. Top of 6. Colorado leads at 4-1. Brawl has a ticket. Perry Tuckford grounds out. Alec Thorpe walks. Caught stealing at second, and Calacolio grounds out. Bottom of 6. All the action in the first so far. Miguel Rizzo hits a solo. 5-1 Colorado. Rob Haney flies out. Morgan Black. Bill Pauly into the game now. Morgan Black grounds out. Ollie Strauss doubles. Greg Harmon steps in. Walks. Griffey the 4th singles. Run scores. Munn singles Harmon, and Griffey the 4th score. 8-1 Colorado. Bottom of 6. McCormick Jr. steps in. He strikes out swinging. Top of 7. Kurt Howland still on the mound. Actually, Pi I comes in. Ron Mills strikes out. Lois Wolf walks. David Wright, Wolfcott stealing at second. Wright Jr. walks. Heckermark. Triples. Wolf and Wright Jr. score. Arizona now has 3. Baker strikes out. Davidson singles. Peckermark scores. Arizona now has 4. Harry Tuckford at the plate. Flies out. 8-4 Colorado. Bottom of 7. Hildo Pott reaches on an error. Miguel Rizzo doubles. Haney singles. Pott and Rizzo score. 10-4 Colorado. Morgan Black grounds into a double play, and Ollie Strauss grounds out. Top of 8 we go. Colorado leads it 10-4. Alec Thorpe flies out. Calicolio grounds out, and Mills grounds out. Reed WK has a ticket. Edwin Martinez in. Greg Harmon triples. Griffey the fourth steps in. Strikes out. Sean Munns strikes out. McCormick Jr. hits a 2-run home run. 12-4 Colorado. Top of the 9th. Wolf flies out. David Wright Jr. full count. Walks. Peckermark. Camacho into the game on the mound for Colorado. Peckermark pops out. 2 out, 1 on. For Joel Baker. And that'll be the ball game. Colorado takes game 1. 12-4. Jays start at 8:05. Spencer Jones and Steve Baird on the mound. Montreal leading the series 1-0. All right, here we go. Junzi King grounds out. Eric Coleman at the plate. Coleman is hit by the pitch. Mika Logan up. Singles. Dietmar Warmish grounds into a double play. Bottom of 1. Donnie Burnside grounds out. Am I on the proper screen? Yeah, I am. Michael Bird flies out. Dominic Hasek 2 strikes out. Top of the 2nd. Jake Ham hits a solo home run. Austin Omer flies out. Dave Dominguez pops out. Neil Fleury strikes out. Bottom of 2. McGuire Jones grounds out. Chris Grunwald was out. Brock Van Gilder grounds out. Ben Saxton, top of 3. Strikes out. Genzi King lines out. Eric Coleman singles. Mika Logan Walks. Dietmar Warmish, 2 on, 2 out. Strikes out. Bottom of 3. Jason Peck. Strikes out. Andy Swaim doubles. John Hamm grounds into a fielder's choice. Donnie Burnside strikes out. Top of 4. Jake Hamm. Strikes out. Austin Omer now. Flies out. Dave Dominguez. Strikes out. Bottom of 4. Michael Bird. Grounds out. Dominic Hasek. Singles. McGuire Jones. Walks. Chris Grunwald. Lines out. Top of 5. Neil Fleury. Lines out. King flies out. Bottom of 5. Jason Peck. Walks. Andy Swaim. Peck steals second. Swaim hits a 2-run home run. Jays take a 2-1 lead. John Hamm steps in. Flies out. Donnie Burnside. Flies out. Michael Bird strikes out. Top of the 6th. Eric Coleman pops out. Mika Logan. Walks. Dietmar Warmish grounds out. John Hamm lines out. Bottom of 6. Dominic Hasek grounds out. McGuire Jones grounds out. Chris Grunwald singles, but BVG grounds out. Top of the 7th. Spencer Jones stays out there. Austin Omer singles. Dave Dominguez. Wakamatsu in now. Back-to-back games for some reason. Don't understand. Dominguez sacrifices. Neil Fleury now. Pops out. Ben Saxton grounds out. Genzi King strikes out swinging. Bottom of the 7th. Jason Peck, Cheng Ho Soo into the game for Montreal. Peck strikes out. Swaim flies out. John Hamm grounds out. Top of the 8th. Wakamatsu and his 6.75 ERA still out there. Coleman grounds out. Mika Logan flies out. Warmish grounds out. Donnie Burnside reaches on an error. Michael Bird lines out. Dominic Hasek II grounds into a fielder's choice. McGuire Jones doubles. Hasek 2 scores. Grunwald grounds out. Top of the 9th, 3-1. Jays lead it. Zach Alt into the game. Hamm singles. Austin Omer grounds into a fielder's choice. Randy Rosenberry strikes out. Mark Marvin singles. 2 on, 2 out. Sidney Petter. Thank God the Jays hang on for a 3-1 victory. Hart is just pounding away here. Juan Coos in there with a ticket. We've got Sean Munns of the Rockies. B. Porter has a ticket. Dr. Cool Jedi has a ticket. Sean Munns of the Rockies goes 3 for 5, a homer, 5 batted in, 1 run scored, 12-4 win versus Arizona. He's your top performer of the day. Number 2 from the Rockies is Miguel Rizzo of the Rockies. How many times I gotta say that? 4 for 4, double homer, RBI, 2 scored. And number 3 is Kurt Howland. 6 innings pitched, 3 hit, 1 earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Picking up the win. All right, again, we will give these gentlemen 2 minutes to confirm any changes. I don't know why I'm getting so many messages today. Stop, reset. I will let these guys know. All right, 2 minutes to confirm any pitching or roster changes. So we got Colorado up 1-0, Montreal and Toronto 1-1 tie. 50 seconds to go for roster confirmations. JP Swanson in there with a ticket. All right, 2 minutes has passed. Not seeing any changes. Let's get in to day 3 of the sim. A Tuesday, October 20th. Arizona is in Colorado. $10:05. Okay. Join the game in progress. Top of the first. Still got the first batter up. Perry Tuckford. Elijah Lewis is on the mound. Here we go. What happened to Lewis? Perry Tuckford strikes out. Alec Thorpe strikes out. Calicolio flies out. Bottom of 1. Hildo Pot singles. Sean Munns strikes out. Greg Harmon strikes out. Ken Griffey the 4th. Hildo Pot is caught stealing at 2nd. Top 2 we go. No score. Ron Mills strikes out. Lois Wolf lines out. David Wright Jr. walks. Mark Peckermark pops out. No score through 2. Or through the top of the 2nd anyway. Bottom of 2. Griffey the 4th. Walks. Brad Bowles grounds out. 1-on-1 out. Rizzo doubles. Griffey the 4th scores. 1-0 Colorado. Kirk Arp. Rizzo at 2nd. He grounds out. McCormick Jr. strikes out. Just an old Red Sox fan has a ticket. Zion Davidson lines out. Tuckfire grounds out. Bottom of 3 we go. 1-0 Rockies. Rob Haney flies out. Hildo Pot grounds out. Sean Munns strikes out. Top of 4. Thorpe reaches on an error. Calacolio hits a 2-run home run. 2-1 Arizona, top of the 4th. Ron Mills strikes out. Alois Wolf singles. David Wright Jr. now singles. 2-on. Bases loaded. Peckermark singles. Joel Baker, the DH. Well, what happened there? Went a little too quick, but nothing doing. Greg Harmon singles. Griffey hit by the pitch. Brad Bowles. It's moving too fast. I don't understand. This isn't going to show me. On Mills, Lois Wolf singles. David Wright Jr. singles. Joel Baker strikes out. Zion Davidson fly out. Then we get a Greg Harmon single. Griffey gets hit by the pitch. Harmon to 2nd. Brad Bowles ground out. Harmon to 3rd. Griffey to 2nd. Miguel Rizzo fly out. Runner from 3rd tags up and scores. Kirk Arp singles. Griffey the 4th to 3rd. McCormick Jr. runner from 3rd tries for home. He is safe. 3-2 Colorado, top of the 5th. Perry Tuckfard or McCormick. Perry Tuckfard. Singles. Alec Thorpe. Runners advance on a wild pitch. Thorpe strikes out. Calacolio lines out. Leonard Helm into the game. Ron Mills lines out. Bottom of 5. Colorado leads it 3-2. Rob Haney strikes out. Hildo Pot. Singles. Oh, that was Sean Munns who singles. Greg Harmon lines out. Top of the 6th. Wolf strikes out. David Wright Jr. grounds out. Mark Peckermark strikes out. Griffey the 4th lines out. Brad Bowles hits a solo home run. 4-2 Rockies. Miguel Rizzo strikes out. And Kirk Arp grounds out. 4-2. Colorado leads it. Top of 7. Joel Baker steps in. Grounds out. Zion Davidson strikes out. Perry Tuckfard grounds out. Bottom of 7. Murphy Quirk still out there. Rob Haney flies out. Hildo Pot singles. McCormick Jr. scores. 5-2 Colorado. Sean Munns with Hildo Pot at 2nd. Sean Munns lines out. Greg Harmon strikes out. Top of the 8th. Andrew Kindig into the ball game. Thorpe flies out. Calacolio Strikes out swinging. Ron Mills reaches on an error, but Wolf flies out. Bottom of the 8th. Griffey the 4th flies out. Brad Bowles grounds out. Miguel Rizzo singles. Kirkarp strikes out. Top of the 9th. Last shot here for Arizona. David Wright Jr. pops out. Mark Peckermark grounds out. And Joel Baker obviously out of there. Big Murphy Quirk of the Diamondbacks, 6 1/3, 8 hits, 5 earned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Loses the ball game, gets the top performer of the day. Number 2 is Miguel Rizzo of the Colorado Rockies, 2 for 3, a double, 2 batted in. And number 3, Catalamami Calacolio of the Diamondbacks, 1 for 4 with a homer, 2 batted in and 1 scored. The losing Diamondbacks getting 2 of the top 3 performers of the day. Day 4 is an NL off day. Day 4 is an NL off day. 2 minutes to confirm any AL changes for day 4. We'll restart that timer. Give them 2 minutes. So, Toronto in Montreal now. $30 seconds to go to confirm any changes. Not seeing anything in chat. All right, there's 2 minutes. Let's get into this. We've got the rookie, Hun Van Oorschot, taking on the rookie, Carlos Maravilla. Number 76 ranked prospect against the number 9 ranked prospect in Game 3 of the AL League Championship Series. Kind of cool. Couple rookies dueling. We'll see how cool I think this is in about 5 minutes from now. .805 in Montreal. JP Swanson is in there with a ticket. Not sure if I said that. There we go. 805. All right, here we go. Carlos Maravilla, Donnie Burnside. Game 3, 1-1 tie. What do you got for us, Donnie? Make this a little bit bigger. Donnie Burnside grounds out. Michael Bird now. Singles. Hasek 2. Runners advance on a wild pitch. Hasek walks. Men on the corners. McGuire Jones sacrifice. Bird scores. Grunwald strikes out swinging. Bottom of 1. Gen Z King grounds out. Coleman strikes out. Mika Logan strikes out. Top of 2. 1-0 Jays lead it. Brock Van Gilder strikes out. Jason Peck strikes out. Andy Swaim grounds out. Bottom of 2. Dietmar Warmish flies out. Jake Ham grounds out. Austin Omer grounds out. Top of the 3rd. Johnny Ham strikes out. Donnie Burnside strikes out. Michael Bird doubles. Hasek 2 at the plate. He flies out. Bottom of 3. 1-0 Jays lead it. Dave Dominguez walks. Neil Fleury steps in. Sacrifices. Ben Saxton doubles. Dominguez scores. Gen Z King pops out. Coleman singles. Saxton scores. Mika Logan now walks. 2-on-2 out for Dietmar Warmish. Flies out. 2-1 Montreal leads it. Top of 4. McGuire Jones flies out. Chris Grunwald walks. Brock Van Gilder singles. Jason Peck flies out. Andy Swaim grounds out. Jays blow an opportunity. Bottom of 4. Jake Ham strikes out. Austin Omer hits a solo. 3-1 Montreal. Dave Dominguez strikes out. Neil Fleury flies out. John Ham now. Top of 5. 3-1 Montreal leads it. Ham flies out. Burnside singles. Bird grounds into a fielder's choice. Bird steals second. Hashik 2 grounds out. 3-1 Montreal. Bottom of 5. Ben Saxton lines out. Gen Z King. Singles. Coleman strikes out. Mika Logan. King steals second. Mika Logan walks. Dietmar Warmish lines out. Top of 6. McGuire Jones batting .211 in these playoffs. Doubles. Chris Grunwald strikes out. Brock Van Gilder grounds out. Peck pops out. Brutal. Bottom of 6. Montreal still leads at 3-1. Jake Ham walks. Austin Omer strikes out. Dave Dominguez flies out. David Murphy into the game. Fleury singles. Ben Saxton singles. Ham scores. Gen Z King walks. Bases loaded. Coleman grounds out. Glad I have Murphy set to only 3 batters face. Swain grounds out. Ham singles. Burnside walks. Michael Bird flies out. Hashik 2 batting .217 strikes out. These Jays suck. They just suck in the playoffs. That's all there is to it. Logan flies out. Warmish flies out. Ham grounds out. Top of the 8th. McGuire Jones singles. Chris Grunwald grounds into a double play. That's it. Bottom of 8. Austin Omer lines out. Why is David Murphy out there? I do not understand. Dave Dominguez singles. Neil Fleury singles. Ben Saxton strikes out. Like, this is so broken. It's pathetic. Like, it's just absolutely wild, the AI decisions that get made. Peck flies out. Swain grounds out. That's the ball game. Absolutely mind-blowing pitching decisions from the AI. Montreal takes a 2-1 series lead. They're like, oh, we're losing this game. Here's what we should try to do. We should try to lose this game. We're down. Here's the game plan. Let's lose. Carlos Meravilla of the Expos. 6 innings pitched, 5 hit, 1 earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Number 2 is Ben Saxton. 2 for 4, double, 2 batted in, 1 scored, and Cone Van Oorschot. Have no idea how they're just lack of a better option, I guess. 5 innings pitched, 4 hit, 4 earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Somehow the number 3 player of the day. Trying to humor me, I guess. I guess since we're doing a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense, we should make Van Oorschot the number 3 performer of the day. Six is the 23rd. Gonna make sure I'm not losing my mind here. Yeah, I didn't put a batter's face. I swear I did. It wasn't on him. All right, everybody playing day 5. Start the timer, 2 minutes to confirm any day 5 changes. Mamasuki Sato for the Jays. So it'll be Danny Rivera for the Expos. And then we got Gabe Stokes on the mound for Colorado. And Eddie Grape on the mound, the former Rocky, for Arizona. Oh, we got an ad break starting in 2 minutes, so... I'm going to wait for this ad break. It starts in about 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm just going to run upstairs now and make a cup of coffee and let the ad break hit, and we'll carry on with day 5 after the ad break. Give me a few. All right, I got a cup of coffee. Ready to roll. Sorry about that. Take a breather. Had to take a breather for a second. Okay, day 5, Colorado and Arizona. Toronto and Montreal. Colorado leads at 2-0. Montreal leads at 2-1. There is a 15-pack giveaway active. It's just daycare and the warden. They're at work and school today. I'm at home. I put on silent, but yeah, that too. All right, no changes requested. Let's do it. .305 in Arizona. All right, what do we got? Hildo Pot reaches on a fielder's choice. Sean Munn's at the plate. Sean Munns flies out. Greg Harmon. Hildo Pot steals second. Harmon walks. 2 on, 1 out. Ken Griffey the 4th. Walks, bases loaded with 1 out for Brad Bowles. He pops out. Miguel Rizzo singles. Pot and Herman score. Kirk Arp singles. Griffey and Rizzo score. 4-0, top of the first. McCormick Jr. grounds out. Colorado pops off to a 4-0 lead, top of the first. Perry Tuckford flies out for the Diamondbacks. Thorpe strikes out. Calacolio grounds out. Top of 2 we go. Rob Haney walks. Hildo Pot strikes out. Munns strikes out. Haney out there. He steals triple, or he goes for third. Steals third. Haney scores 5-0. Bottom of 2. Ronnie Mills grounds out. Wolf pops out. Wright Jr. strikes out. Top of 3. Colorado leads at 5-0. Mario Valdivia into the ball game. Brad Bowles. Full count, grounds out. Rizzo pops out. Arp doubles. McCormick Jr. flies out. Bottom of 3. Baker grounds out. Davidson strikes out. Top of 4. Davidson strikes out. That was last inning. Haney grounds out. Pot strikes out. Sean Munns walks. Greg Harmon grounds into a fielder's choice. Bottom of 4. Perry Tuckford doubles. Alec Thorpe lines out. Tuckford steals third. Calacolio walks. Mills grounds into a fielder's choice. Tuckford scores. Wolf walks, but David Wright Jr. lines out. Arizona puts one on the board. 5-1 Rockies, top of the 5th. Ken Griffey the 4th strikes out. Brad Bowles doubles. Miguel Rizzo strikes out. Kirk Arp hits a 2-run home run. Colorado takes a 7-1 lead. McCormick Jr. flies out. Bottom of the 5th we go. Colorado leads at 7-1. Mark Peckermark at the plate. He strikes out. Joel Baker grounds out. Zion Davidson strikes out swinging. Top of the 6th. Haney doubles out at 3rd. Hildo Pott grounds out. Munns grounds out. Perry Tuckford hits a solo home run bottom of 6. Alec Thorpe up. He grounds out. Calicolio walks. Ron Mills flies out. Calicolio steals second, but Wolf grounds out. Top of 7. Edwin Martinez into the ballgame for the Diamondbacks. Harmon grounds out. Ken Griffey walks. Brad Bowles doubles. Griffey scores. 8-2 Colorado. Kirk Arp now. Arp reaches on an error. Rizzo hit a sacrifice fly. Bowles scored. Mitch Guerrero still out there. Mark Peckermark. Baker grounds out. Ron Haney triples. Hildo Pott singles. Haney scores. Sean Munns hits a 2-run home run. Colorado puts up 3, the top of the 8th. 12-2 the Rockies. Greg Harmon singles. Griffey singles. Bowles singles. Harmon scores. Rizzo walks. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Kirk Arp walks. Griffey scores. McCormick Jr. singles. Bowles scores. Haney strikes out. 1 out. Bases still loaded. Hildo Pott hits a sacrifice fly. Rizzo scores. Sean Munns 2-on-2 out. He grounds out. Colorado puts up 7, top of the 8th, to take a 16-2 lead on the Diamondbacks. Davidson flies out. Tuckford flies out. Thorpe flies out. Top of the 9th. Adam Silbert out there. Harmon lines out. Ken Griffey the 4th hits a solo top of the 9th. Brad Bowles grounds out. Rizzo grounds out. 17-2 Colorado. Kalamami Calicolio grounds out. Mills grounds out, and that is the ball game. Colorado takes it 17-2. 16 hits. That's brutal. All right, we got Mamasuki Sato, and Danny Rivera here. Game 4, Montreal leads at 2-1. Donnie Burnside will start us off. He grounds out. Andy Swaim doubles. Hasek 2. Singles. Swaim scores 1-0 Toronto. McGuire Jones flies out. Hasek 2 steals second, but Grunwald strikes out swinging. Bottom of the 1st. Jays lead at 1-0. Zhenzi King. King flies out. Eric Coleman doubles. Logan grounds out. Dietmar Warmish grounds out. Brock Van Gilder, top of the 2nd. Strikes out. Lizcano walks. Peck up. Peck strikes out. Ham up. Singles. Not sure what happened there. Last play it shows a Johnny Ham single. John Ham strikes out, or Jake Ham rather. Omer strikes out. Dominguez pops out. Top of 3. Donnie Burnside strikes out. Andy Swaim grounds out. Dom Hasek grounds out. Bottom of 3. 1-0 Jays. Neil Fleury singles. Ben Saxton sacrifices. King flies out. Coleman strikes out. Top of 4. McGuire Jones lines out. Chris Grunwald flies out. Brock Van Gilder flies out. Bottom of 4. Mika Logan strikes out. Warmish grounds out. Ham grounds out. Top 5. Willie Liscano lines out. Jason Peck grounds out. John Ham grounds out. Bottom of 5. Austin Omer flies out. Dave Dominguez grounds out. Neil Fleury strikes out. Top of 6 for Donnie Burnside. Donnie strikes out. Swaim flies out. Ashik 2 walks. McGuire Jones hits a 2-run home run. 3-0 Toronto. Top of 6. Chris Grunwald walks. Van Gilder singles. 2 runners in scoring position for Willie Liscano. Willie Liscano singles. Grunwald scores. Jason Peck with runners advance on a wild pitch. Van Gilder scores. Jays put up 4. Top of 6. 5-0 Toronto lead. Bottom of 6 we go. Ben Saxton full count. Strikes out. King strikes out. Ham or Coleman grounds out. Bottom of top of 7. Ham full count. Grounds out. Donnie Burnside walks. Andy Swaim with 1 out. He lines out. Hasek 2 pops out. Bottom of 7. Mika Logan. Sato's still out there. Logan strikes out. Warmish grounds out. Ham strikes out. Top of 8. Cheng Hao Su into the game. Missed that. Zach Rust now, actually. Former Jay. Jones grounds out. Grunwald singles. Van Gilder doubles. Liscano, 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Hits a sacrifice fly. Grunwald scores. Peck grounds out. 6-0 Jays. Bottom of the 8th. Austin Omer. Sato's still out there. 91 pitches. Omer grounds out. Dominguez steps in. He flies out. Fleury flies out. Top of the 9th. John Ham doubles. Donnie Burnside grounds out. Andy Swaim flies out. Ashik 2 flies out. Bottom of the 9th. Toronto leads it 6-0. Urban Vanderbilt goes out. Oh my. Ben Saxton grounds out. King pops out. GVDB. Unreal decision. Unreal decision. But he gets it done. Wow. All right. Kirk Arp of the Rockies, 3 for 4, double homer, 5 batted in, 1 scored, and a walk. 17-2 versus Arizona. Mamasuki Sato, the Toronto Blue Jays. What a legend. 8 innings pitched, 2 hit, 0 earned, 0 walks, 9 strikeouts. A 6-0 win. Pretty clean there for Sato, the number 4 in his first playoff appearance of 2054. And Ken Griffey IV of the Rockies, 2 for 4, homer, 1 batted in, 4 runs scored, 2 walks. 17-2 versus Arizona. Got the Jays and Expos tied 2-2. We got a series here. Colorado leading the Diamondbacks 3-0. Thank you, Fox. Appreciate you.
Thank you for following Cy_Fox. Welcome to the stream.
Posting these screenshots in Discord for the GMs, and then we'll call out a 2-minute warning here. All right, 2 minutes to confirm any roster changes. Start the timer. Should be Hoof-Hearted for the Jays. Chance at redemption here. I am going to throw a 3 batters faced here on Murphy. All right, 1 minute to go. Ten seconds here. No roster change requests. All right, 2 minutes. Let's get into this. Colorado and Arizona at 3:05. Toronto and Montreal at 8:05. All right, Nate Machado out there. Greg Harmon, top of the first. Harmon flies out. Griffey the fourth strikes out. Munns strikes out. Bottom of one. Larry LaGrosse. Tuckford hit by the pitch. Thorpe lines out. Tuckford at third. Ron Mills singles. Tuckford scores. Ron Mills is caught stealing second. Arizona puts one up. Bottom of the first. Kevin McCormick Jr. flies out. Hilda Pott flies out. Miguel Rizzo walks. Rob Haney, 2 out. Strikes out swinging. Bottom of 2. Alois Wolf lines out. David Wright Jr. grounds out. Mark Peckermark grounds out. Top of the third. Morgan Black. Morgan Black walks. Ole Strauss strikes out looking. Greg Harmon flies out. Men on the corners. Griffey singles rather. Griffey is caught stealing at second. Bottom of 3. Joel Baker. 1-0 Arizona. Baker grounds out. Zion Davidson singles. Perry Tuckford. Runners advance on a wild pitch. Runner advances. Thorpe walks. 2-on-2 out. Calacolio singles. Davidson scores. 2-0 Arizona. Ron Mills singles. Bases loaded with 2 out. Alois Wolf grounds into a fielder's choice. 2-0 Arizona. Top of the fourth. McCormick flies out. Hildo Pott with 2 outs. Singles. Rizzo strikes out. Bottom of 4. David Wright Jr. grounds out. Peckermark lines out. And Joel Baker singles. Davidson flies out. Top of the 5th. Rob Haney grounds out. Morgan Black grounds out. Ole Strauss strikes out. Bottom of the 5th. Perry Tuckford. LaGrosse still out there. Nope. Jacob Taylor into the game. Tuckford singles. Thorpe steps in. He grounds into a double play. Calacolio with 2 outs. Singles. Ron Mills strikes out. Top of the 6th. 2-0 Diamondbacks lead it. Greg Harmon grounds out. Griffey the 4th doubles. Sean Munns strikes out swinging. McCormick Jr. doubles. Griffey the 4th scores. Colorado puts one up. Top of the 6th. 2-1 Diamondbacks lead it. Alois Wolf grounds out. Wright Jr. grounds out. Mark Peckermark singles. Baker flies out. Top of the 7th. Miguel Rizzo. Nate Machado still on the mound. Rizzo reaches on an error. Haney flies out. Morgan Black flies out. Ole Strauss flies out. Top of the 7th. Nick Ogle with 2 out. Rizzo on first. Ogle strikes out. Bottom of 7. 2-1 Diamondbacks lead it. Andrew Koenig into the game now. Zion Davidson flies out. Perry Tuckford grounds out. Alec Thorpe strikes out. Top of 8. Greg Harmon grounds out. Griffey the 4th reaches on an error. Sean Munns strikes out. McCormick Jr. strikes out. Andrew Kindig. Mills is hit by the pitch. Wolf grounds into a double play. Top of the 9th. Last shot for the Rockies here. Mike Osgood into the game. Miguel singles Hash to third. Rob Haney strikes out swinging. 1 out, 2 on. Morgan Black strikes out swinging. Nick Ogle. And the Diamondbacks hang on for the 2-1 victory. Staying alive. Jays Hoof-Hearted and Sam Richardson. Game 5, 8:05. All right, Sam Richardson's out there. Donnie Burnside. Here we go. Burnside grounds out. Swaim. Singles. Hasek 2. Singles. McGuire Jones. Grounds into a fielder's choice. Men on the corners for Grunwald. Grounds into a fielder's choice. Hoof-Hearted. Austin Omer. Bottom of 1. Omer singles. King. Grounds out. Rosenberry grounds out. Mika Logan walks. Runners advance on a wild pitch. Omer scores. Mark Marvin walks. Dave Dominguez flies out. Expos put up 1, bottom of the first. Top of 2, Brock Van Gilder. Strikes out. Liscano. Strikes out. Jason Peck. Strikes out. Bottom of 2, Neil Fleury. Grounds out. Sidney Petter. Flies out. Ben Saxton. Flies out. Top of 3, John Hamm. Pops out. Donnie Burnside. Doubles. Andy Swaim hit by the pitch. Hasek 2. Singles. Burnside scores. McGuire Jones shows up with a 3-run home run. 4-1 Jays, top of 3. Grunwald strikes out looking. Van Gilder doubles. Liscano strikes out. Bottom of 4. Austin Omer walks. King grounds into a double play. Randy Rosenberry walks. Mika Logan grounds out. Top of the 4th, 4-1 Jays lead it. Jason Peck walks. Ham grounds into a fielder's choice. Runner picked off by the catcher. Burnside singles. 2 out for Swaim. He singles. Men on the corners for Hasek with 2 out. Hasek singles. Burnside scores. McGuire Jones doubles. Swaim and Hasek 2 score. 7-1 Toronto, top of 4. McGuire Jones, how are you? Mark Marvin lines out. Dave Dominguez grounds out. Neil Fleury strikes out swinging. Top of 5. Brock Van Gilder. Full count. Singles. Liscano rounds into a double play. Jason Peck 2 out. Flies out. Bottom of 5. Sidney Petter. Singles. Saxton rounds out. Omer rounds out. Runner at 3rd. King singles. Petter scores. King steals 2nd. Rosenberry singles. King scores. Mika Logan. Montreal puts up 2. Bottom of 5. 7-3 Toronto. John Hamm strikes out swinging. Donnie Burnside. Full count pops out. Swaim pops out. Oh no, Swaim's still up. That's still the Burnside pop out. Swaim strikes out. Bottom of 6, 7-3 Toronto. Hoof Hearted still out there. Mark Marvin on the mound. Or at the plate, rather. Lines out. Dominguez grounds out. Neil Fleury grounds out. Top of 7. Han Kaiser into the game. Hash at 2 pops out. Guire Jones grounds out. Chris Grunwald lines out. Bottom of the 7th. Sidney Petter flies out. Ben Saxton. Singles. Omer. Hit by the pitch. 2 on with 1 out for Rosenberry. Grounds into a fielder's choice. Bases loaded. Mika Logan. 2 out. Logan strikes out swinging. Jays get out of one there. Top of the 8th. Brock Van Gilder. Full count. Walks. Willie Lascano. Van Gilder steals second. Lascano singles. Men on the corner. Nobody out for Peck. Peck walks. Bases loaded. Nobody out. John Hamm. Former Expo. Walks. Van Gilder scores. Burnside. Walks. Lascano scores. Swaim. William DeJesus into the game. Swaim grounds into a fielder's choice. Runners advance on a wild pitch. Burnside and Swaim score. Hasek. 4 hits in the game. 12-3 Toronto. Bottom of the 8th. Inkai Wakamatsu into the game. Eric Coleman flies out. Dave Dominguez grounds out. Neil Fleury grounds out. Top of the 9th. Brock Van Gilder. Singles. Willie Lascano. Strikes out swinging. Jason Peck. Flies out. John Hamm lines out. 12-3 Toronto. Bottom of the 9th. Sidney Petter. Wakamatsu still out there. Strikes out as Petter. Saxton. Walks. Homer. Flies out. And the Jays will hang on for a 12-3 victory. Take a 3-2 series lead. Top 3 of the day. Number 1 is Dom Hasek, 2 of the Toronto Blue Jays. 4 for 5. 4 batted in, 2 scored. Number 2 is Nate Machado of the Diamondbacks. 6 2/3. 4 hit, 1 earned, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. It's the W. And Maguire Jones of the Toronto Blue Jays. 2 for 5. A double. Big home run. 5 batted in, 1 scored. Hoof Hearted gets some redemption there. Okay, let's post those screenshots onto the Discord. Day 7. Okay, 2 minutes to confirm any NL changes for day 7. Timer has started. Exclamation point ticket if you want to get on the giveaway. It still is active. Let's see if we can get an S raffle going on with that too. Throw up a different giveaway. So there's two ones. There's exclamation point join and there's exclamation point ticket. 100,000 booster points there. 20 entrants in the giveaway. Looks like it'll be Kurt Howland versus Marcus Wolf. Solid pitching matchup in Arizona. Yokobom, good morning. All right, 30 seconds to go here to confirm any changes. All right, we crossed the 2-minute mark. Let's get into this. .10:05. Colorado leads this series 3-1. Game 5 here. Stealthy, gonna be a stealthy booster point win there for Yokobon. Here we go. Marcus Wolf on the mound. Greg Harmon. Harmon strikes out looking. Griffey the fourth strikes out. Sean Munns strikes out. Bottom of 1. Kurt Howland. Ooh, Rob Deere in the headlights. Cool insides. Getting in there. Tuckford grounds out. Thorpe singles. Calicolio strikes out swinging. Ron Mills lines out. Top of 2. McCormick Jr. flies out. Hildo Pot flies out. Miguel Rizzo 2 out. Strikes out. Bottom of 2. No score. Alois Wolf. Wolf walks. Wright Jr. grounds into a double play. And Peckermark grounds out. Top of 3. Rob Haney flies out. Morgan Black. Evans in there. Morgan Black grounds out. Ole Strauss strikes out swinging. Joel Baker grounds out. Davidson singles. Tuckfire grounds into a double play. Top of 4. Greg Harmon singles. Griffey the fourth doubles. 2 runners in scoring position. Sean Munns lines out. McCormick Jr. singles Harmon and Griffey the fourth score. 2-0 Colorado. Rizzo walks, 2 on, 2 out. Bob Haney flies out. Alec Thorpe, bottom of 4. Strikes out swinging. Calicolio singles. Ron Mills flies out. Alois Wolf with 2 out. Wolf walks, 2 on, 2 out for Wright Jr. Strikes out swinging. Top of the 5th. 2-0 Rockies. Morgan Black flies out. Ole Strauss hits a solo home run. 3-0 Colorado. Greg Harmon with 1 out. Strikes out looking. Ken Griffey the 4th walks. Sean Munns strikes out swinging. Bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Rockies. Mark Peckermark grounds out. Joel Baker grounds out. Zion Davidson with 2 out. Strikes out swinging. Top of the 6th. Kevin McCormick Jr. grounds out. Hildo Pott strikes out swinging. Miguel Rizzo flies out. Bottom of the 6th. Harry Tuckford strikes out swinging. Alec Thorpe doubles. Calicolio grounds out. Thorpe at 3rd. Mills flies out. Top of the 7th. Rob Haney grounds out. Morgan Black flies out. Ole Strauss grounds out. Bottom of 7. Nelson Dawson on the mound. Andrew Kindig now. Lois Wolf walks. Wright Jr. triples. Wolf scores. Arizona has 1 on the board. David Wright Jr. at 3rd. Joel Baker doubles. Wright Jr. scores. Arizona within 1. Davidson at the plate. He singles, or he walks rather. Davidson at 1st. Baker at 2nd. 1 out for Tuckford. He singles. Baker scores. Tie ball game. Thorpe with 2 in scoring position. 1 out. Thorpe strikes out swinging. Calicolio Mario Amore into the game. Calicolio grounds out. Top of the 8th. New ball game. 3-3. Edwin Martinez. No, Mike Osgood into the ball game to face Greg Harmon. The 2-2 is a strikeout. Griffey lines out. Sean Munns walks. Kevin McCormick Jr. 2 outs. A runner on 1st. Lines out. Bottom of 8. Ron Mills is up. Who will take the mound? Mario Amore stays out there. Ron Mills pops out. Alois Wolf grounds out. Alex Castro into the game, pinch hitting. He pops out. Top of the 9th. Hildo Pott. Mike Osgood stays out there. Full count. Pott flies out. Rizzo. Rizzo strikes out. 2 out Rob Haney. Haney walks, or Haney strikes out swinging. Peckermark. Mario Amore stays out on the mound. Peckermark lines out. Joel Baker strikes out. Zion Davidson pops out. Extra innings. Top of the 10th, 3-3 tie, Colorado and Arizona. Morgan Black up. Nope, Nick Ogle up, pinch hitting. Mario Valdivia into the ball game. Nick Ogle lines out. Ollie Strauss. Strikes out. Greg Harmon. Triples. Ken Griffey the fourth with 2 out. Runner in scoring position. Griffey grounds out. Bottom of 10 we go. Perry Tuckford. Tuckford singles. Alec Thorpe. Amore stays out there. Tuckford steals second. Alec Thorpe with nobody out. Strikes out. Telecolio walks intentionally. Ron Mills flies out. Men on the corners. Lois Wolf lines out. Top of the 11th. Yokobaum wins it. Valdivia stays out there. Cormac Jr. flies out. Hildelpot doubles. Rizzo with 2 out. Rizzo walks 2 on 2 out for Rob Haney. Valdivia is exhausted. Haney strikes out looking. Bottom of the 11th. Jekyll Hester into the playoffs if they keep him out there. Gerardo Camacho into the ball game. Jekyll Hester singles. Mark Peckermark. Full count. Peckermark reaches on an error. 2 on, nobody out for Joel Baker. Grounds into a fielder's choice. Hester at third. Perry Tuckford. Joel Baker steals second. 2 out, 2 runners in scoring position for Tuckford. And that is the ball game. Perry Tuckford singles. Jekyll Hester scores. 40-year-old Jekyll Hester. We'll have to take a peek at that one after we save. Kurt Howland of the Rockies. 5 1/3, 3 hit, 0 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Top performance of the day in that 4-3 loss to Arizona. Marcus Wolf of the Diamondbacks, 5 1/3, 4 hit, 3 earned, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. And number 3, Perry Tuckford of the Diamondbacks, 3 for 6, 2 ribbies. He's your number 3. Player of the game is Kurt Howland. We also got a series here going on now. Jekyll Hester, all those years with Seattle. This is postseason. Yep, I remember him with the Braves. I guess the Yankees is kind of where I lost him. But Jekyll Hester. Last seen him in the playoffs. 47 Atlanta, 48 Atlanta, 51 Yankees. Just a really familiar name to me. Dude, I didn't take a picture of the game log there. I also didn't activate that. Oopsie. Didn't get your scores for today in Discord. On the shoulders of the vet, Steve Grinning Barrett. 30-year-old World Series champion with Montreal in 47. Iceman. (102 wins, 90 losses). Rough year last year during the rebuild, but still always been a solid pitcher. 11 Ks per 9 and 52. Spencer Jones for the Jays. All right, 30 seconds and we will pop off Game 6. All right, here we go. 8:05 in Toronto. Steve Barrett, Spencer Jones. Really fast through that, my bad. Top of the first, Spencer Jones, Gen Z King up. King strikes out. Eric Coleman grounds out. Mika Logan grounds out. Steve Barrett, Donnie Burnside, bottom of 1. Burnside lines out. Michael Bird strikes out. Hashik 2. Walks. McGuire Jones strikes out swinging. Top of 2. Dietmar Warmish grounds out. Jake Ham. Full count. Walks. Austin Omer lines out. Dave Dominguez flies out. Bottom of 2. No score. Chris Grunwald. Grunwald flies out. Brock Van Gilder reaches on an error. He's at second. Peck singles. What happened there? Swaim grounds out. No score. Top of 3. Neil Fleury singles. Ben Saxton grounds into a double play and King strikes out looking. Bottom of 3. John Hamm singles. Burnside lines out. Michael Bird. Ham advances on a wild pitch. Bird lines out. Hashik 2. Full count. Strikes out looking. Top of 4. No score. Eric Coleman grounds out. Mika Logan walks. Warmish hits a 2-run home run. Top of the 4th. 2-0 Montreal. Jake Ham singles. Omer hits a 2-run home run. 4-0 Montreal. Dave Dominguez pops out. Neil Fleury walks. Ben Saxton walks. 2 on 2 out. King strikes out swinging. Rough 1 for Spencer Jones. McGuire Jones now grounds out. Chris Grunwald walks. Brock Van Gilder strikes out. Jason Peck flies out. Top of the 5th. Eric Coleman grounds out. Mika Logan grounds out. Warmish grounds out. Bottom of the 5th. Andy Swaim grounds out. John Hamm doubles. Burnside grounds out. Michael Bird singles. Ham scores. Jays have 1 on the board. Hashik 2 grounds out. Top of the 6th. Jake Ham strikes out. Austin Omer grounds out. Dave Dominguez singles. Neil Fleury with 2 out strikes out looking. Bottom of 6. McGuire Jones grounds out. Chris Grunwald triples. Brock Van Gilder singles. Grunwald scores. Jason Peck hits a 2-run home run. Jays tie the ball game. Andy Swaim. Go Jason Peck. Andy Swaim singles. Ryan Van Ripper into the game. John Hamm 1 on 1 out. Flies out. Donnie Burnside. Swaim steals second. Burnside singles. Swaim scores. Burnside is caught stealing at second. Jays take a 5-4 lead with 4 runs bottom of the 6th. Wakamatsu into the game. Saxton grounds out. King grounds out. Eric Coleman walks. Mika Logan grounds out. Bottom of the 7th. Michael Bird. Brian White into the ball game. Michael Bird pops out. Hashik 2 strikes out. McGuire Jones singles. Chris Grunwald. Jones advances on a wild pitch. Grunwald out. Top of 8. Wakamatsu still in there. Warmish walks. Runner advances on a pass ball. Ham grounds out. Warmish header at third. I don't know what happened. Homer up. Strikes out. Rosenberry 2 out. Runner at third. Flies out. Jay's out of it. Bottom of 8. Brian White. Brock Van Gilder strikes out swinging. Jason Peck strikes out swinging. Andy Swaim singles. John Hamm. Lines out. Top of the ninth, Preki Nedick into the game to face Neil Fleury. Couple of rookies here. Oh, nope, it's Zach Alt. Neil Fleury strikes out swinging. Ben Saxton. Strikes out swinging. Genzi King last out for Montreal. And the Jays reach the finals. 5-4 victory versus Montreal. Oof. The old heart is just a pounding away in there. Jason Peck of the Toronto Blue Jays, 2 for 4, a homer, 2 batted in, 1 run scored. Unreal for Jason Peck to be the guy that shows up. Number 2 is Spencer Jones. That was a rough one. 6 innings pitched, 5 hit, 4 earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, gets the 5-4 win. And Dietmar Warmish of the Expos, 1 for 3, homer, 2 batted in, 1 run scored, and a walk. Toronto wins the series 4-2. Peck, player of the game on that one. Alright, just letting these guys know. After day 8. Few minutes to confirm any changes. Giveaway is still active! Exclamation point ticket. Minute and 30 to go. Like we got Murphy Quirk, and Elijah Lewis. Game 6 of the NL League Championship Series. Jays cleaning some demons out of the closet there. Defeating the Expos. 3rd World Series championship appearance. Well, I shouldn't say championship. 3rd World Series appearance in a row. Ain't been no championships. Rockies beat us in the World Series 2 years ago. We'll see what happens here in Game 6. Diamondbacks have been real streaky and fluky. Okay, let's get her going here. Game 6. .305 gets underway right away, right off the bat. Barry Tuckford is up. Elias Lewis on the mound. Tuckford strikes out swinging. Ketelmami Calacolio. Thorpe grounds out. Ketelmami Calacolio now. Calacolio grounds out. Hildo Pot. Bottom of the first. Pot walks. Sean Munn steps in. Munns walks. 2 on with nobody out for Harmon. Harmon singles. Pot scores 1-0 Colorado. Griffey the 4th. 2 on, nobody out. Grounds out. 2 runners in scoring position for Bowles. Grounds out. Munn scores. Runners advance on a wild pitch. Harmon scores 3-0 Colorado. Top of the second now. Ron Mills. Mills strikes out. Lois Wolf singles. Wright Jr. flies out. Wolf at second after stealing. Peckermark up. Strikes out swinging. Bottom of 2. Kirk Arp. Kirk Arp walks. Kevin McCormick Jr. grounds into a double play. Rob Haney with 2 outs. Lies out. Top of the 3rd. Joel Baker. Joel Baker lines out. Zion Davidson grounds out. Perry Tuckford lines out. Bottom of the 3rd. Hildo Pot. It's Murphy Quirk again. Sean Munn strikes out swinging. Pot on first. Greg Harmon walks. Griffey lines out. Brad Bowles strikes out swinging. Top of the 4th, full count. Alec Thorpe hits a solo home run. Calacolio up. Full count. Singles. Ron Mills grounds into a double play. Wolf singles. Wright Jr. Wright Jr. walks. 2 on, 2 out for Peckermark. Peckermark flies out. Arizona puts up 1. Top of the 4th. 3-1 Rockies lead it. Miguel Rizzo triples. Kirk Arp hits a sacrifice fly. Rizzo scores. McCormick Jr. He hits a solo. 5-1 Rockies lead it. 2 runs, bottom of the 4th. Haney pops out. Hildo Pot with 2 out. Grounds out. Top of the 5th. Colorado leads the ball game 5-1 in the series 3-2. Joel Baker grounds out. Zion Davidson grounds out. Perry Tuckford doubles. Alec Thorpe grounds out. Bottom of the 6th. Bill Pauly into the game. Sean Munns. Singles. Greg Harmon. Rounds into a double play. Ken Griffey IV. Triples. Brad Bowles. Lines out. Top of the 6th. Leonard Helm on the mound. Calicolio at the plate. Calicolio singles. Steele second base. Ron Mills grounds out. Alois Wolf hits a sacrifice fly. Calicolio scores from third. Arizona has 2 on the board. Miguel Rizzo, bottom of 6. Edwin Martinez into the ball game. Rizzo is hit by the pitch. Kirk Arp walks. McCormick Jr. grounds into a double play. Hildo Pott grounds out. Top of the 7th we go. One did score there. Rob Haney doubles. Rizzo scores. We have got Zion Davis hitting a sacrifice fly. Baker scoring. Slow her down a bit. Jeff Whaley into the game. Sean Munns at the plate. Bottom of the 7th, full count. Sean Munns strikes out swinging. Rockies leading the ball game 6-3. Munns strikes out. Harmon grounds out. Griffey the 4th with 2 out. Pops out. Top of the 8th, Alec Thorpe. Alec Thorpe strikes out. Ketelamami Calicolio strikes out. Ron Mills rounds out. Bottom of the 8th, Brad Bowles. What's up, Vic? Jeff Whaley stays out there. Brad Bowles strikes out looking. Miguel Rizzo singles. Kirk Arp. Rizzo steals second. Kirk Arp grounds out. Kevin McCormick Jr. walks intentionally. Men on the corners. Rob Haney 2 out. Haney singles. Rizzo scores 7-3 Colorado. Ole Strauss lines out. Top of the 9th. Last shot here for Arizona. Lois Wolf. Andrew Kindig stays out there. Wolf walks. David Wright Jr. Lois Wolf walks. 2 runners in scoring position for Mark Peckermark. Mario Amore into the ball game. Nobody out. Peckermark hits a sacrifice fly. Wolf scores. Runner on second, Joel Baker. And that's the ball game. Not enough there from the Diamondbacks. 7-4 loss to the Rockies. Lois Wolf of the Diamondbacks, the top performer of the day. He goes 2 for 2, a ribby, a run scored, and a walk. Number 2 is Miguel Rizzo of the Colorado Rockies, 2 for 3, triple, 3 runs scored. And Kevin McCormick Jr. of the Rockies, 1 for 3, homer, ribby, run scored, and a walk. Colorado takes the series 4-2. And we get a rematch of the 2052 World Series. Gonna do last call here on this giveaway. We're gonna close it in like 2 minutes. Last shot, exclamation point ticket. Your shot at winning 15 packs courtesy of Out of the Park Developments. Thanks to them for hooking us up as always. Moments Pace won the channel points giveaway. No games today. Wasn't expecting that. 29-year-old Ike Trout reports to AAA. Let's save this anyway. Deep Sea has a ticket. That was a 10-day sim. That would have been funny if I did that. Don't think there's anything else we gotta do. All right, we're going to close the giveaway. 26 entrants in the giveaway. Moments Pace, VR Mind got in. Dr. Gonzo, Vic got in there. Mewtwo. 26 entrants in the giveaway. Giveaway is officially closed. You can no longer enter the giveaway. Drum roll, Rob. Let's go. We'll give it away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just an old Red Sox fan. Congratulations, you just won 15 packs. Courtesy of Out of the Park Developments. Thanks to them for hooking us up with the giveaway and the drops. Very much appreciate Out of the Park Developments. Channel points to go along with that. Gonna shoot a whisper. All right, thanks to all of you for hanging out and watching the stream. We'll get you over to EBC and NYC now. I did reach out to just an old Red Sox fan via Whisper. You hear from them. Good luck with the drops. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll be back Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern with the World Series. Hope to see some of you around here then. Let's get this raid fired up. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much, everybody. Be good.